Good evening, Amora.
How's it going, Zexel?
You know, just sitting here contemplating more conspiracy theories.
Conspiracy theories like, Agartha?
Oh, Agartha. That one's interesting. I got a big spell about it from a coworker recently.
Did they tell you about Abnormal Bird?
No, he mostly goes on about how, you know, it's where the aliens are.
Well, they're not aliens from outer space, that's for sure. They're aliens from within the Earth. Abnormal Bird has claimed to witness these beings. Said that they had giant crystal buildings, like that in his diary he says that he was flying over the North Pole when something took hold of his ship, and his airplane, his aircraft, and mind you, this is a 1 or 2 passenger aircraft, and it stopped and started to descend into a hole in the ice.
Like it had a tractor beam of some kind.
Exactly, and it pulled him down into a city or a kingdom, I guess you could say. It had, he had encountered beings that told him telepathically that they were concerned with mankind and our ways, and
I'm always concerned with mankind and our ways.
Our self-destructive path, and how he was not the first person to see them, and he won't be the last, and etc., etc. I am a skeptic. I don't full-on believe in flat Earth or the hollow Earth or even the globe, the scientific, factual one. Okay. I don't even believe that. I don't believe any of them. I believe what I see, and that's all. Because you can't trust man.
Yeah, that's
You can't
true.
trust anything man says, and even with science, I mean, how do you know that they're telling the truth?
You never know. I don't know. I try to keep an open mind. Not saying that I believe in the hollow earth theory, but I do find it very fascinating, hence I wanted to make that a topic for tonight.
Yeah, it is a very interesting thing. I've done quite a bit of research on it. It's, us being in Tennessee, not too far, Kentucky, Mammoth Cave supposedly has an entrance to this hollow earth, Agartha. And supposedly there is a star in where the core is. There's a star. And the planet is hollow. Now I can just imagine, that's just so beautiful. Could you imagine?
I imagine it's gorgeous.
Being inside of a hollow earth. Being inside of a small planet and being able to see land in the sky.
Right.
On the other side. But from what we just watched, though, about the children, that was interesting. It said that they remained in a constant twilight. It's like the sky was constantly twilight.
Right.
That they had green skin and they ate beans and stuff. But again, you can't take anything too literal.
Right. I just have what I was told by a coworker.
What did they say?
And then I'll let you throw in your 2 cents after that. How's that sound? So he tells me he's got he's essentially going as far as saying that this Agartha is heaven itself.
Yeah.
Where God is, and where people after death go to live their immortality. The world of glass, as they call it.
That's because pretty much everything down there is made of crystals.
I bet it's beautiful.
Um, I actually had my friend Swisher. He's the one that told me about Admiral Byrd. But as I was reading the diary, I kept getting flashes. You know how I have psychic abilities?
Right.
I kept getting these flashes of pictures, like images of things right before I read them. And it was interesting how it happened because I had a dream about caves that morning. And somebody had said at work that day something about caves. And then Alec said something about caves. So 3 times in that one day, caves were brought up.
Right.
Prior to that, I hadn't even thought about a cave in a couple months, you know?
Right.
So all of a sudden, caves. Okay, so I look it up, what the dream meaning is for caves, and I forget what it says, but it led to something else. And then we started talking about Admiral Byrd and all that. And as I was Alec showed me, whoops, Swisher.
That's the second time.
Whatever, fuck it. Okay, he said that you read this, you know.
Right.
And as I'm reading Admiral Byrd's diary or journal or whatever you want to call it, I would finish reading a paragraph and I would have like a flash of, like, I would visualize a picture and I would read the next paragraph and it would be exactly what I had pictured. I pictured a city like almost like the Wizard of Oz, like, but different colors, not just green. It was just glowing with these different colors and stuff. Mostly pink and yellow and all sorts of different colors. And then I read like a couple paragraphs later about the Crystal City, and I was like, dude, I was just visualizing that. Like I freaked out, you know, and I was like,
yeah,
it was crazy.
I know how you can get.
Yeah. We started both getting excited and very zest about it. We were like, let's go, let's try to find it. Let's go to Mammoth Cave and wander off from the tour guide and try to find this secret entrance. Which is probably a terrible idea. We'd probably starve to death in the cave. But I don't know, I think it'd be fun to actually.
Yeah.
I still
in
think
that documentary we started, it said
I still
the
think
Native Americans went on a 15-day journey before they
13 days
emerge on the other side. Giants live down there. Beings of light. The giants that during the rapture are to emerge and go to war with man. That actually brings up something else. The man I was speaking with said that this great part right there. He says the president isn't building the wall to keep out the Mexicans. He's building the wall to get ready for them.
Well, I've always felt like that something bad is gonna happen soon. I don't know. I feel like within the next couple of years, literally the next couple of years, something big and bad is gonna happen. It could be anything from a civil war to nuclear war to fucking giants coming out. I don't know what it is. I just know I have this constant feeling in my gut that something bad is gonna happen in 2022. I don't know what it is, but I want to kind of like prepare for anything.
Well, if it is the Giants, I can say from both the prepper I've spoken to before and the recent one about the Giants, they have one thing in common: a weakness to copper. Not sure why. Guess it's like werewolves being weak to silver, but
yeah, but I wouldn't take that on full faith. If I see a giant, I'm not gonna throw copper at it. I'm gonna fucking run for my life. I'm gonna hide.
Stock up on your pennies, guys.
I'm gonna hide in a damn hole. They don't even make them out of copper anymore. Stock up on your 1984 pennies. I think it was 84. But regardless, one big thing about it is okay. The Nazis were. They had a lot of documentation on this Hollow Earth. Okay. Now we all know the Nazis were bad people.
Mm-hmm.
But let's
Their
agree to
scientists-
disagree that they were really fucking smart
Their
and they knew what the
scientists
fuck they were doing.
pretty skilled. I know
Yes,
that.
they created mustard gas. They created I believe they created amphetamines also. They gave meth to their soldiers, probably why they were so fucking angry all the time. But the Nazis were very, very smart people. Now I'm not saying that what they were doing was right. I completely disagree with what they did, but
Let's use the word intellectual.
yeah. But anyways, they have lots of documentation about this Hollow Earth. They've even started mapping it out and all sorts of shit. Like, some people go as far as to say that Hitler is still alive. He's being kept alive by aliens in the Hollow Earth, making weapons of mass destruction. But that's pretty far-fetched.
Indeed. But a lot of things that we bring up here are, how I believe in Mothman.
Well, when it comes to conspiracy theories, it's just that. It's a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
I don't want our viewers to think that I'm a hollow earther, or a flat earther. Just because we talk about these things doesn't mean we believe them. We just think it's intriguing, it's interesting. But you do believe in Mothman, right?
I do. All the research I've done, it just seems to be so well put together.
Okay, look up Point Pleasant. Okay, right there. Point Pleasant. Okay, look that up. You won't find really much about the town except Mothman. They've even built a statue about him.
Point Pleasant's on the map because of Mothman.
Now, a lot of people say that Mothman is bad, and a lot of people say that Mothman is good, but how do we even know Mothman is real? I'll leave you to answer that question.
Because of the sightings that happen. I love how we go from one thing to another.
That's fine.
The sightings that happen have happened before, quote unquote, because I'm not gonna say, oh, it's all real, but people who have claimed to have seen Mothman starting in Point Pleasant saw him up until the bridge collapse. After the bridge collapsed, sightings in Point Pleasant stopped.
Well, I don't know. It's to me, it's no different than UFO sightings. I mean, people have seen countless UFOs,
Right.
but people still say, "Oh, the aliens aren't real.
See, the
UFOs aren't real."
thing about Mothman, though, is there's a pattern to him.
I believe UFOs are real, and I believe it's possible that Mothman's real. I believe it's possible that the Earth could be flat. I believe it's possible there's a hollow Earth.
The thing about Mothman
It's all possible.
is that he's a harbinger of doom. He's there. I see him as a good cryptid, there to warn us humans of impending disaster.
Just by showing up.
Yes.
Like, we're supposed to figure that out ourselves. We're supposed to catch on that, well, every time he shows up, something bad happens later. So if you see him, look out.
The tsunami that caused the nuclear meltdown in Japan back in 2010, I think.
March 10th, 2010.
Mothman was sighted in Japan before that happened. And now last I've heard, he's being sighted in Chicago.
If I'm not mistaken, there's Egyptian hieroglyphs of a man with wings. But of course, there's Egyptian hieroglyphs of several things. There's Egyptian hieroglyphs of helicopters. I think time travel is a thing. I think people have traveled through time. You know, what if that's what Mothman is also? He could be a time traveler.
Yeah.
Quaylar's just chilling.
But
When was he seen in Chicago?
2017. 2018. Both these years. I feel like if something bad happens in Chicago this year,
then it's evident.
Yeah. Something bad. I mean, it's Chicago we're talking about here.
He probably never showed up in Detroit. That place was doomed from the start.
Oh, yeah. But it's pretty much the idea is a big man about 8 to 10 feet tall. Oh, I'm shaking. About a 10-foot wingspan, bat-like wings. You can put your hand down on your arm. No, not on top. So that he'd crawl onto it. That's how you maintain control. You're shaking so much.
I do that anyways. Too many drugs. No, don't piss him off.
No, he's fine.
Gosh.
There's another one. Something in Germany too. I forgot what it was exactly.
Well, there was a black dot in the sky the morning of 9/11. Nobody knows what it was. Could have been Mothman.
Yeah, you never know.
Could have been aliens too.
Yeah.
There's a Blue Book file. If you don't know what Blue Book is, it's like basically all of the extraterrestrial files of, you know, from like Area 51. It says that. Okay, there's a video on YouTube about it. I'll try to find it, and I'll try to post the link in the description to the video. But the video is fake. The CG is fake. The voices is fake. But the dialogue, the actual script, I guess you could say, no, dialogue. It's not a script. It's not something somebody just wrote, pulled off their ass.
Right.
It's an actual file from the Blue Book files. Got from WikiLeaks, which we all know WikiLeaks is hacked government files posted online for the public eye. Okay. Basically, it's an alien, and it's telling us that that the Greys are evolutionary descendants of humans after nuclear fallout caused by political and religious dogma. And that all the UFOs you see are them coming back in time to watch before, similar to Mothman. It's like they show up before bad things happen. And that it would be in the 21st century.
Well, if that's the case, we're in for a treat these upcoming years. Strap down, folks.
I hope the world ends in my lifetime.
Just to see it.
Just to see it. It'd be exciting. I mean, it'd be bad, but it'd be like, wow, something different.
I mean, if the world ends, you know, we're all doomed anyways, so you might as well accept it and enjoy it.
See, back when I was doing lots of acid, I was told that, like, I was told by God that, like, I'm supposed to survive this huge catastrophe.
You should use quotes for that one. Told by God.
No, because I still believe it. Like, I just kind of went off the path a little bit, and he's disappointed in me for it. I still hear God talk to me. But basically, he told me that, like, if I follow his path, that I'll be chosen to survive this catastrophe and write the next book. I will have my own book in the Bible. Yeah. It's the first time I've ever told you about that, but it's pretty heavy stuff. I haven't really told anybody about that. So that's exclusive. I'm a prophet. Acid's a hell of a drug. Stay away from it.
Yeah.
But science says that LSD connects parts of your brain neurons that don't normally connect. And we don't fully understand the brain and its capabilities. Telepathy has been proven to be real.
So, I was thinking, you know, since we're on season C, and because of all these conspiracy theories that I have in mind, we should totally just make that a focus for this season.
Season.
Yeah, conspiracy
I wish I
season C.
I wish I caught that pun the first time. You didn't even intend for it to be a pun, but
On the other episode.
the first episode
Yeah.
of season C.
Yeah. But,
season.
there's so much we could discuss. And fascinating subjects at that.
We should talk about the Book of Enoch at one point.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I want to do more research on that. Apparently it's a book in the Bible that got taken out. Now, if you read in Revelations, it says that whoever takes from this book will be punished severely. And somebody took the Book of Enoch out, so I'm sure they got what was coming to them. I'm not a Christian, but I believe the Bible has a lot of factual information about the prophecy, and the prophecy is a global phenomenon. It's not just Christianity. Like, most religions talk about this prophecy. Even the Rainbow Gathering talks about this prophecy.
It's all like...
It's the same story told in every religion.
Just in
mankind is going to destroy itself. That's pretty much it.
Yep. Revelation's a fun one.
But I guess that's all we have for...
Oh, we're done already?
Well, I don't want to edit for 22 minutes.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, we really... Gosh, that's what I'm talking about, though, wouldn't it? So we make the whole season dedicated to conspiracy theories and such like that, because we still got to get to that, the other stuff that we were discussing. Breaking it down for preparing for the apocalypse.
The apocalypse.
Yeah.
So, this has been Table Topics, and I hope you enjoyed. I didn't tell you to subscribe yet, so do that.
I think it's a new record.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. Good job.
Science.
Clean. Yeah, sure. And if you email Maura your address, we'll send you a little gift for subscribing.
It'll be it'll be something. It'll be probably a clothespin and a bottle cap.
They're little things, but they're us.
Yeah, and they don't cost that much to ship. Actually, they don't cost anything at all because we can fit them in an envelope.
Yep.
When we start getting like bigger, we might send better gifts. Probably not, because we're probably not going to get famous. We actually lost a subscriber, which made me cry. I cried myself to sleep because we lost one subscriber.
I love how you're pointing that out.
But resubscribe, and yeah, that's pretty much all.
Resubscribe. Alright, farewell.
See you guys on the other side.
Alright, I got a DJ tonight.
Oh yeah, he's a fucking DJ, man. How cool is that? He gets paid to play songs on Spotify.